Am I the asshole? For dropping out of a wedding after being told to cover up some scars S&D a skin condition. Hello, I'm F21 and the skin condition in question is vitiligo, and despite it now covering more than half of my body, I've come to accept it. I also have pretty distinct scar on my cheek and then another one the entire length of my arm. They're not really nice looking, but it's whatever. I do not cover any of that up. I'm happy with how I look and I don't want to hide a part of me. But that brings me to the wedding party in question. My cousin Dan is marrying Laura in May. I've befriended her through Dan and she was always nice and didn't make fuss about how I look. That said, when she asked me to be her bridesmaid and I accepted, she asked if I could cover the scars up. I admit I wasn't too happy, but then again, they can be an eyesore, so I agreed. That was last autumn. A few weeks ago she extended the request to covering up the skin condition, which would mean two things really. Either have completely different dress or attire than I already bought another bridesmaid's hat, or be 60 concealing cream for the day. For everyone there, that would just make me more stand out and make Laura blatantly look bad. Emo, why does she have a suit? Didn't she entirely ditch concealers years ago? I explained that I can't do that for said reasons, to which she basically told me to figure something out, that she doesn't want me taking the attention away. I told her everyone attending already knows me, so I don't know what's wrong. Laura still demanded I figure something out. So I did the simplest thing I could to appease her. Can't steal her thunder when I'm not in the party. I still intended to come as a guest and in a normal dress though. Laura still told me to cover up even as a guest. I told her no, which she didn't take well. So now I'm not attending at all. Dan told Laura to let it go and kind of tries to calm her down, and most people relatively agree with me, but I also had people tell me to swallow my pride for a day. So, am I the asshole? Super mega not the asshole. And I can't believe people only relatively agree with you. Unless Taylor Swift makes an appearance at a wedding, the bride is always the center of attention. And you know what? Even if the bride isn't always the center of attention, who cares? You're throwing a party. If people have a good time, shouldn't that be the important thing? I'm sorry you have to deal with this. It sounds like you are being far more reasonable than you need to be. Not the asshole. You shouldn't have to hide anything just to appease the bride. She can get over herself. Not the asshole. She sounds like an elitist snob for requiring guests to present themselves in a certain way. Sure hope grandma doesn't show up in a wheelchair. The horror s. Dan kinda sucks too. Make sure your family knows why you won't be in attendance. Not the asshole. Laura's attitude is totally inappropriate. If anyone asks why you didn't attend the wedding, please be completely honest that Laura was adamant that she didn't want you there unless you completely covered your scars and your skin condition, because she felt you would attract too much attention otherwise. Under the circumstances, you felt it best not to attend. What she's demanding is just narcissistic and wrong on so many levels. Dan should be ashamed to be with someone who would do something like that. Not the asshole. Swallow your pride for a day? Screw those people. Words spoken by folks who have never had to face any kind of adversity. Nta? Weddings are always a great way to learn about people. And in this case, you learned how awful she is. Sorry you had to go through this. Not the asshole. She's directly stigmatizing your medical condition and you have every right to not cater to that. Not the asshole. Telling people to cover scars and vitiligo is just horrible. You are fine as you are. As for the bride, she seems to be the person with the biggest issue covering up ugly. And that's her character. Not the asshole, but Laura is. And Dan is for not reading her the riot act. She's all about her perfect photos, and nothing about the meaning of that day. Shallow. As for those people who tell you to swallow your pride, tell them to suck an egg. Hoo boy Dan, you are playing with fire marrying Laura. Not the asshole. What I don't understand is she asked you to be a bridesmaid knowing full well that you have scars and vitiligo. It's not a secret if she thought your skin conditions would take attention away from her. Why did she ask you to be a bridesmaid in the first place? Don't change who you are. Your cousin's wife-to-be is an ass. Not the asshole. I have vitiligo too. Laura is being insane. I don't blame you for not wanting to be there. I was just the matron of honor at a wedding, my skin never even came up. Not the asshole. She doesn't want you at the wedding. What she wants is some idealized facsimile. I'd have been quietly livid and definitely a no-show. Not the asshole. Stay home or go out and treat yourself. Enjoy a drama-free day. You're an actual person, not a prop or extra in a movie. You don't need to accommodate such silliness. After reading these replies, I am shocked. Does everyone not have strict aesthetic standards when it comes to wedding guests? You savages. We always send a thorough information package to potential wedding guests on what are the accepted proportions, based on age, sex, height, and weight. There is also an entire section on grooming, makeup, and other adornments. If one cannot follow these meager 27 pages of guidelines, then they clearly do not care enough to attend and should do the proper thing and send an additional gift, along with an apology, for their disrespect. Not the asshole. And are these deleted comments all saying Laura is a bitch? I'm not specifically saying that myself, just curious. What a nasty and superficial person your cousin is marrying. You're right not to go. They don't deserve the benefit of your company. Not the asshole. But she is, and you made the right decision to not go. Not the asshole. So would put good money on your scars not being an eyesore and your vitiligo being different but not unattractive. Never accept a request to change who you are. You change yourself to please yourself as much as you want, but at someone else's request. Hell and no, old Day Luang. Not the asshole. I'm so sorry that she felt it appropriate to say, twice. I'm proud of you for embracing your body, and it's awesome that you're confident in yourself. So many people, myself included, don't possess this confidence, and horrific comments like hers can do serious damage to others' mental health. Having beautiful pictures of your wedding day, having a fulfilling, happy, long-term relationship, marriage. Too many people sign a contract for the wrong reasons. I hope Dan isn't one of them. Not the asshole. Not at all about swallowing pride. It's about being treated correctly. Don't let people guilt you into accepting mistreatment.